What is the value of value in a sort by price world? This is Business Buskers. I'm Robin Holsworth, so let's just jump right into it. In a world where we're all obsessed with the price of everything, real values have in fact lost their value. Most marketing pushes us towards a world where our entire lives are underpinned by price. How much are you worth? What desirable objects do you own? We're even to a point where if we get killed, we have a lawful monetary value of our life. We all spend our entire time trying to either reduce what we spend or increase what we have depending on the role we want to play in that given moment. So let's talk about building value over price for a moment. Fine art. Art's a mystery to me. Why is Salvator Mundi by Leonardo da Vinci worth $450 million? Is it the painting itself, or is it just the human need to own a unique item? Anyway, who decided its value was $450 million? Is it because there's only one version? Is that what makes it valuable? If that is true, then why do we remove a wall that Banksy spray painted on? But if I do a similar piece of work, the police remove me. Does this make Banksy's value his anonymity and message rather than the art itself? His art is almost given a value by its audience, even though he gives a majority of it away for free. Art's value seems to be based on availability. Cars. Have you ever tried to shop around for a new car? It seems impossible to gain a great deal as all dealers seem to be connected. If one has a discount on a BMW, they all do. Purchasing a new car at full price kind of makes no sense as the monetary value of the car decreases immediately, in some cases up to 11%, on your way home. Serious depreciation takes over. It seems as the value in owning a new car is an emotional one rather than a monetary one. As car prices increased, we all started to realise the extent of these losses more and more. So we now kind of lease or finance them over a fixed period of time so we can ignore our financial loss. If the new car market is an emotional one, then the second, third and fourth hand car market is definitely a sort by price world. And that leads me to emotions and experiences. And here is one area we all live in the extremes. While some are willing to pay anything for a unique emotional fix, the majority of us now live in a constant battle to find the lowest price possible. Disneyland has one entry price for its full experience today, but how you arrive to its gates has thousands. Go open any travel-based website and there it is in all its glory, the sort by price button. We all use it as we've kind of worked out that the value offered by most airlines, hotels and travel companies is now basically the same. They themselves have reached this point of sameness by reducing their cost to an absolute minimum. As long as our safety is not compromised, we know that 80% of all airlines take off and land on time. All hotel rooms are basically the same, especially in 3 a.m. when we're asleep. We've traded our value we placed on comfort for keeping hold of our cash. The luxury travel experience has sadly disappeared for most of us. Have you ever actually tried to pay more for a larger seat or traveling comfort on a majority of flights? It's virtually impossible. Sort by price now dictates the marketplace. And it's not just the travel industry. Your high street is failing because of it, and we are even polluting the world because of it. Sort by price world has led to a disposable world. Our smartphone and its partner in crime, the internet, has made us all into bargain shoppers. We find ourselves in a shop, product in hand, looking at the internet for a relative price from Amazon. It seems crazy that we just spent $900 on the latest smartphone to look up how we can save $5 on a shirt. This inherent need to gain a cheaper price is hitting all businesses hard. My customers always want the cheapest price from me, but moan constantly about their customers asking for the same from them, even though they have a sort by price button on their website. So how can you buck this trend? How can we stop our businesses living in a sort by price world? Quality. If you're delivering a quality service or product, then you don't have to go through this painful process. We love to pay for quality. In fact, it is a growing marketplace. The human experience. Prompt professional service is always a great way to start. Then there are the ways you can uniquely surprise your guests and your customers along the way. You now pay top dollar to be in a room with a motivational speaker because human interaction and possibility is valued. Building intrinsic value. We all have an expectation of the price we're willing to pay for any item. The skill is to attach value to each part of the buying process and emotionalize your brand. Raising expectations of value raises prices. Unique designs. We always pay for this as we tend to appreciate the skills of a designer or a craftsperson. Why don't you limit your production runs and finish them by hand so you can charge a premium? Consistency. Surprisingly, we're all willing to pay more for consistency. You do it all the time. Don't believe me? Then why do you pay such high prices for your Starbucks coffee? Is it the service? Is it the pristine venue? Is it the brand itself? In reality, it's the consistency, or at least their attempt at it. Their consistency has become your habit. Honesty. The market traders of this world, and no, not the financial markets, real markets where the traders stand there and try and convince you to buy their goods from the back of their trucks. These street artists sail close to the wind with a wink and a smile, but their banter brings you in because you both know what you're getting for your money. Trying to hide what they are never works. Being honest always does. Play to your audience. I remember a video of concert violinist Joshua Bell dressed down and playing in a DC metro station a few years ago. Very few people stopped to watch. He played the notes in the same way on his multi-million-dollar violin, but again, people walked by, nobody watched. In a concert hall the next evening, everybody watched and applauded loudly. Mr. Bell's talent created a desire and emotion in his audience, but failed to resonate to a quickly passing crowd who weren't listening. So to break your business's reliance on the sort-by price game, in a simple word, embrace your uniqueness. Your ideas are unique to you. They're special, and so should not be undervalued. Share them with the world for free by all means, but do not reduce your value in business, as only you can create the way you do. Desire underlines everything. Leonardo's Salvator Mundi is probably not hanging on a wall where the owner can gaze longingly at it each evening. Although the desire to own it was worth $450 million, is it being appreciated? Fine art is, after all, 100% desire. It takes desire to create it and a desire to own it. But we all are driven by desires. Desires drive us all to take action. Change the desire and we can change our actions. As a boy, I desired to drive a Ferrari along the winding roads of Europe. Now I can afford to do it. I simply don't. Some people desire to change the world, while others desire to destroy it. But in a word of caution, desire is not submission. Submitting to buy something is often mistaken for desiring it. Is the house you live in today the one that you desired? What about the neighborhood? Some people move as their wealth increases. It's not out of desire, it's out of submission to fit in. In reality, we'd all probably move out of the city and live in the countryside if we can make it work with our lifestyles. We often pound and wrestle ourselves or an opponent into a place where we give in just to reduce the pain. Most of us buy to remove a pain. This is how online marketing works. They send you the same message in the hope that you just give in. Most marketers would never buy the products they push. This relentless pushing that they do creates blind spots, as we are now shutting out the pain they're causing us. Interrupt me too often, and I'll feel your approach is as cheap as the products you're pushing. Smart marketing and pricing, therefore, is based on your ability to drive desire while building a perception of value. Do this correctly and your customers will come to you. Porsche doesn't need to interrupt me each day. Neither does Nike, neither does Apple. They have developed the skill of storytelling, so we line up to join them. They do not interrupt us. We have a desire and interest in what they're doing, so we seek them out. Just as it took Leonardo da Vinci's painting over 500 years to be worth $450 million, a long-term approach is needed built around what you're creating today. Quick moves for quick sales often end up as sort by price. Real value is created through relationships, human engagement, and entertaining a group of people who care about you. Market for desire, and your sales will definitely come.